But it looks like these guys are ready to rock and roll. lbrande has made his return. This is going to be a best of 5 grand finals between Kingdanzz, lbrande. lbrande enters these tournaments quite a lot, so it's nice to see him make it to a final here. But let's get into it, guys. And let's see who is going to be crowned our PlayFaeria champion for this week. And both these players haven't won a PlayFaeria Open yet, so we're going to have a brand new champion.
Oh, man.
Double mono blue mirror? Oh, no, it's some red in there, too.
So blue-red out of Kingdanzz, and what we assume is just mono blue from lbrande.
So we saw Kingdanzz play this deck against Salugi. Where he just went to one side of the board and kind of controlled that area. So we do know what this deck is capable of. But for lbrande, we don't know what his blue is doing. It's looking very controlled to me, especially with a farm boy going to be able to collect there.
I like that farm boy. I mean, it certainly tells us he's running phantasms, but farm boy's a favorite card of mine.
Yeah, you were the kind of starter of the farm boy use in red. I remember. You posted up a red control list months ago, and it's like, Farm Boy, really? And then I played it, it's like, oh, Farm Boy, right, I see now. I understand. But yeah, you're one of the original Farm Boy fans.
Yep. As the brand, what do you want to choose here? Because you kind of want to develop your judge, right? Oh, okay, he's not going to develop judge. I was wondering if he would set it up to be a double collector, but I guess against red, maybe he's worried about ground shaker.
I guess he does have Yak Attack coming up as well, and he has that Windfall in hand, so both Yak Attack and Windfall are going to activate his Archon, so I think he could maybe just go for another land, Windfall, and wait till next turn and maybe get a Yak Attack off.
Yeah, it's probably better to wait. He could have actually killed the looting if he wanted to with the Yak Attack, but I think setting up the Archon is it's probably the better play.
Oh, but there's a Flame Burst, so now Luden can take out Archon before it gets its buff. That's if Kingdanzz is expecting a Yak Attack, I guess, but...
Do you want to do that exchange, though? I feel like Ludian and Flame Burst going into an Archon, you fall behind it when that happens.
And now Kingdanzz is just highlighting his Aurora as he picks it up. It's like, oh, why did you show up now? But now lbrande has a way to buff up his Archon now with this Yak Attack use and clear the board. So this is going to be a great turn for him if he goes for it. And he gets a Gavra on the right as well. So it's actually a 7 Faeria Yak Attack.
Oh man, poor Kingdanzz. This is looking grim.
And that's it.
That's game, yeah. I was looking at that like, I think he's going to concede, but I shouldn't say that yet. That is very hard to come back from, if it's even possible. Kingdanzz,
I bet all the Yak fans...
player.
The Yak God is here, guys. You know, my Twitch chat go on about this Yak God a lot, and I think lbrande showed that it's in the Yak God's favour right now. So straight into game number 2, Yak Attack winning a game right there. And it looks like that a switch is coming from lbrande. He's moved over to what looks like to be Yellow Rush. And Kingdanzz has moved over to Green-Yellow Sack. So what do you think of this matchup? Because I haven't played much of either of these decks in this metagame.
Now, I think Yellow Rush is favored, but it's going to depend very much on if Kingdanzz is running Willows and whether he gets them. I imagine most Green-Yellow Sack decks don't run Willow, though, because it looks like they've added Last Nightmares and want to, instead of using Feed the Forest, want to use Last Nightmare, obviously, so... I think Yellow Rush is favored, but we'll have to see. I haven't played it too much.
Yeah, I mean, where do you squeeze in Living Willow in Sack? I think the Sack lists are quite tight anyway. I think there's only kind of a few slots which you can flex from what I've seen so far. But there is a Nightmare in Dan's hand ready for that first Crusader, so that's going to help. And he also has a Shaitan Assassin, but the Crusader's not going to be as big a concern. I guess it's just kind of like the relentless pressure that these monks are going to put on in the future.
Right. What do you think of lbrand's land placement? Now, normally out of Yellow Rush, you might see double land desert to get that middle desert if you know you're running either Sagittarius or Doomdrake, because either of them in the middle of the map, it's hard for someone that's building far back to contest. But instead, he went and double landed twice in a row.
I think he was kind of playing to the strength of his hand. You know, he has two monks, which he wants to get rolling as soon as possible. So getting the double neutrals down as fast as possible, open at two spots for the monks to attack from, is what I think he was going for. But I do like the desert in the middle because, like you said, it's just so flexible for Dune Drake. Because you can play it there as an aggressive creature because the charge is going to allow you to put in push damage to the face, and it does give it a form of protection. You know, being away from the fight and being able to move in when he wants to. But I think it's fine with lbrande going for the double neutral just because he had those two monks.
What do you think your last nightmare on the? Okay, I guess he's going to do it. I was gonna say it seemed like a good play, but you know the alternative of Deathwalkering your Elder also seemed like a decent play.
I think I preferred the Deathwalker there. Because you already had kind of the Shaitan Demon threatening the Dune Drake, and then if you put a Deathwalker on the other side, it kind of puts the Dune Drake in a very awkward spot.
Oh, what do you Soul Drain here? Certainly it's the Elder, right? But then again, if you want to keep your Zealous alive, maybe you're thinking, you know, you Soul Drain the Shaitan Assassin. But okay, he's gonna stop the collection.
I guess you get to... I mean, the Shaitan Assassin and the Elder do the same thing, and on this board state, they're going to clear out a monk. So I guess maybe you can Soul Drain the Assassin just next turn instead. But this might be an opportunity, I think, for Dan to sack this Assassin, just to get some more health on the board. Doesn't go for it, though.
I think lbrande is in an awesome spot now. It was looking a little bit shaky, but these monks are doing work finding prayers and the soul drains for the 1/1s. That's exactly what you want.
Yeah, this is looking pretty fantastic. And now, you know, these monks are going to get another round of hits next turn as well, drawing more cards, continuing that pressure. The one thing Dan's does have, he does have the Last Nightmare for the Crusader, but that doesn't stop these monks from drawing. Oh, that's an interesting pickup there. Get a bit of a heal going on.
Do you heal the Deathwish Ghoul?
Yeah, I think so. They can maybe 2 for 1 then.
Right, but you might want it to die to Last Nightmare is what I'm thinking.
Doesn't heal anything. Oh, 2 Crusaders now. So double the problems.
Do you think that means Kingdanzz is running something like Chargers, that he might save it as a possible event combo?
Maybe, yeah. Maybe he's going to use it for a buff. Or just at the last minute to maybe get a clear off that lbrande might not expect. I mean, if he was going to go for a 2 for 1 with the Ghoul, I guess you might as well do it as a surprise rather than warning lbrande in advance by gracing last turn.
Right.
So he is going for... Wait, is he just going to go for a Crusader and force the Deathwalker to clear it?
That is a little surprising to me because, yeah, Deathwalker is just going to say, hi, I have Death Touch, and just one-shot it.
I hope this wasn't a moment where lbrande was like, alright, I'm going to play my 14-14. Oh, there's a Deathwalker right next to it. I didn't see that. Oh, maybe this is part of his plan.
Soul Eater?
It's only
it's a 5/5?
Yeah.
Well, if Deathwish Ghoul dies off and Deathwalker dies off, then it'll become a 7/7, and at that point it's a pretty big creature. But it looks like he's going to opt in to do the play you thought of doing, where you heal up your Deathwish Ghoul so you get more trades.
Now that's interesting, because now he's opened up his Deathwalker to Wind Soldier.
I think you're okay with that because it's usually hard to get Last Nightmare used, and so I think the fact that he got the Last Nightmare value was really important. And killing off that monk, he would have taken an additional 2 damage this turn if he hadn't.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay, so I guess the problem Dan's has, which he doesn't know about yet, is the second Crusader that's going to come up, which has a crazy stat line right now of 14-14 after 3 monks that's hammered away at him. So now, do you just go for Faeria and maybe just play the Soul Eater?
I think I would do exactly what Dan's did here, just set up my collector and just hope that my opponent doesn't have you know, the second Zealous, but maybe if you're running 3 assassins or something, maybe you do actually just make that call and say, you know what, I need to draw it.
Oh, Tefron's not going to be it. Could go for a draw here and find the other last nightmare. It is just another Soul Eater.
And that's it. There's no way to stop it.
Yep, that's just 14 to the face and a 2-0 lead for lbrande in this match so far. Well
And
played to him.
it's a best of 5, correct?
Yep, so he's on match point going into this next game. So lbrande needs one more win to not only take Kingdanzz out of this tournament, but also win some nice goodies as well, gold and Pandora keys.
And the fame of being the winner.
Yeah, and you know, conquering an opponent like Kingdanzz in a tournament atmosphere is also a great moment for a player like lbrande, who's, you know, working hard at trying to become a competitive player. Now that's like kind of a milestone, you know, beating a strong pro in one of these events. I always remember the first time I beat Caldi. I don't know if you remember Caldi from the Hearthstone scene. Who played for
I've
Fnatic.
seen him a few times, yeah.
Yeah, I beat Caldi and Blackout from Team Dignitas in a LAN event. I was just like, wow, I beat good players. I just felt so good about it, and it really like gave me a confidence boost. And if you feel like you're an up and coming player, winning these kind of cups against established players like Kingdanzz, it can be a big morale boost for your career.
It reminds me of back when Hytham used to scrim me. And I finally win a couple games on Hytham. I'm like, yes! And he's like, yeah, but you won with Yellow Rush. And I was like, damn!
It's just Yellow Rush. It's not fair. Well, beat me with a real deck, you'd say. But it looks like mono blue for Dan's. Maybe it's the blue red. We did see judges in his the other version, but it looks like just red control for lbrande.
Yeah, and this is something I saw yesterday with the red burns teching into Devouring Plants. It's a very powerful card. So it's really cool to see people playing it again.
You know, it's interesting because like Devouring Plant fell off for so long, even though Yellow Rush was so popular. And I guess it's because, like, if you compare Devouring Plant to Willow, Willow actually kills Yellow Rush threats instantly, whereas the Devouring Plant has to be kind of around it for the production effect to go off. Why do you think Devouring Plant has picked up now?
I think it's because yellow tempo is seen a lot less. Now, before you had these fanatics and you had a lot of pushes with champions and stuff to push your chargers away from Devouring Plants or like push your creatures away and, you know, ensure you get these trades you want. But because you don't have these pushes anymore, because most people aren't playing yellow control, Devouring Plant most likely has the creature get stuck. It's pretty rare that a creature, you know, gets free of a Devouring Plant now.
And yeah, that's pretty cool. So the Archon does deal with the Bloodsinger before it gets anything going. Now, Bloodsingers, if you leave these guys up too long, they can really hurt over time. And they harvest Faeria as well. Oh wow, Flame Spitter pickup's pretty good.
That's exactly what he was looking for.
Because not only
do you Devouring Plant? Oh, okay. I was wondering if you would Devouring Plant instead of using the Flame Spitter aggressively. Just summon the Flame Spitter where the Ground Shaker was, collect in the top right spot of the wall, and then drop the Devouring Plant where the Flame Spitter is now.
I think so. I think I like that because the Toads are not going to be able to deal with it. I mean, what buffs? Dan's would need like a Triton Banquet to just clean up a plant, and that doesn't stop whatever lbrande would do next turn to him. I like
guess it might have been vulnerable to Phantasm. Well, I guess it would be vulnerable to Phantasm, but do you care about a Phantasm getting created in that spot when you have a Ground Shaker that can contest it?
No, I don't think you do. I like the Devouring Plant play, but Dance would have had an answer picking up that Banquet if he did go for it. So just going to clear out the Spitter. And we see a Farm Boy as well from Dan's in his blue. And we saw... So this is probably Token, right? Oh, but this Garadan, what? I don't even know what this is.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say it's Token with just Red Splash, but I was curious what Kingdanzz was going to do there, if he double-ended for the Toad to collect, or if he just started working towards his mountains, considering that he has Garadan. Do you think he's running Firestorm in this list? I can't remember if I saw Kingdanzz's blue-red version yet.
Well, in his blue-red, he was running... The one blue-red we did see, he was running, like, Wave Crash Colossus, Axe Grinders, Mystic Beasts. But this, I don't remember Garadan being in that list. So it could still be that list that we saw earlier. But I don't recall, unfortunately. But it looks like lbrande has gained control of the right side. But Garadan is going to be able to change that and have quite an impact.
This is a tough call on whether you Devouring Plant or Flame Burst or just pass. I think I would want a Flame Burst just to guarantee no combat trick is going to happen because you have control of the board. But, you know, you don't really want to use up your Faeria in case you need to Bomb Slinger, so...
To be fair, like, lbrande now not doing either has set up Garadan, like, cleanly for Danz. If he went for the plant... his Grand Shaker would still be around because of Toad wouldn't be able to jump into it. If he'd gone for the Flame Burst, like you said, his Grand Shaker would still survive. So, not going for a clear on that Toad has actually cost lbrande the board.
And Kingdanzz with the aggressive Garadan, so he could have summoned it on the left to set up to double collect, but he's like, no, I want to make sure I can kill any collector you put on the board and just completely shut you out of the game. Really powerful play.
Just gonna Bomb Slinger it preemptively, and then he has a Flame Burst next turn to answer it, unless Garadan just takes out the Bomb Slinger now. He does have Triton Banquet though, so he
could also punish it with Royal Judge, but it's actually funny. If you unbound your dragon, you get Krog, and Krog lines up nicely against Bomb Slinger. Do you do it?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Is
there's
this
no
going
reason.
to be Krog?
Oh, chat loves Krog. Come on, Danz.
This is awesome because you can use Battletoads, so you get a 5 discount from your Krog.
On the Banquet.
This just happened in the tournament. In the finals.
The Krog dream is alive. Krog is viable if you unbound him.
Where is Shotgun? We need Shotgun. Krog just single-handedly won this match.
And so Danz stays in the tournament. He is not going to go out 3-0. He is fighting back, and Krog was the man who did it for him. And the Kingdanzz is going to be owing Krog some thank yous after this tournament if he wins. But yeah, that was a good match for Danz. I think it came down to him not removing that Battletoad. If he had removed that Battletoad, he may have had a fighting chance with that Grand Shaker living.
Oh man, LeBron's mad. He's like, I just got Krogged. It's time to Red Rush. I'm going Smork. Let's end this.
Let's finish this guy off quickly. Double... Is it going to be double neutral to double Farm Boy? Yes.
This is double neutral into probably double neutral as a blue-red deck. This is a bit slow. Unless he just mates the lake to single collect, but do you really want to drop 2 Farm Boys if you just end up making 1 lake after to collect?
I guess he is going to go for the lake for the Phantasm, but for Kingdanzz with that Judge in hand, this Steamforged Enforcer isn't going to live very long, so it's going to be actually a great start for Danz, because not only does he get double collection going, he also gets to cleanly deal with lbrande's first threat.
Oh man, people sometimes ask me why I think Steamforged is so bad, and it's because this can happen sometimes. Not only can it be punished, but even Phantasm would have been a very good trade. But
you lose a lot of momentum.
Of course, punishment is, on its own, a huge counter.
And now a Cobbled Warlord just sitting there ready to clean up at least 2 to 3 threats without any events being used on them, because that's 7 health and that 5 attack is a big problem for Red Rush, because this Cobble's also going to buff Farm Boys who can also trade then. So
yeah,
that's pretty good.
Kobold might actually have been the best thing he could get when you have 2 Farm Boys on the board.
And
that's pretty rare to say when you're looking at, 7 drops, the best ones you could get. Kobold Warlord usually isn't something that comes to your mind, but I mean, it's really powerful here.
Yeah, in this specific circumstance with these 2 Farm Boys, it's great. It's not a card that I see outside of Pandora mainly. But in this case, it's going to be great. And now lbrande has to adapt to this Warlord being down and being able to make his Farm Boys do a lot of work.
I was going to ask you, do you do the coward approach and just cower back to collect, defensively so you can get the discounts on Hate Seeds and Fireburners and then eventually go aggressive with them. But I mean, I guess he's just gonna keep going smart. What do you think?
I don't know. I think if you play defensively as an aggro deck, it's not really a winning kind of line, is it? And I think the Phantasm's just going to lock this out. I think I would just concede as lbrande now. How do you even punch through this?
I mean, hate seeds keep getting discounted. Fireburners keep growing.
Yeah. So that's another quick game from that. So Unbound Evolution has pretty much single-handedly won down 2 matches in this tournament. That's crazy.
Man.
First
Krogs
Krog.
happening. Kobold Warlords are happening. What's next?
So lbrande went for the Red Rush plan, like, let's just end this. I'm done with this game now. I'm going to win this tournament. And then Unbound Evolution once again ruins his day. So, what if you're going to make a read that Kingdanzz is going to stick to that deck, what would you take to counter it? Would you just take, like, Red Control?
To counter this blue-red deck? Oh, man. I'm not really sure. Maybe just a mono blue deck, but, you know, having the red tech, AoE is really nice against mono blue. It's, I think, you know, I want to opt into saying yellow because I think yellow is really powerful. I would just play yellow, but, yeah, maybe mono blue or yellow.
Mono blue or yellow, okay. He's taking some time to decide. He's trying to figure this out, so I guess maybe if he had Salugi's red-yellow deck, it's kind of best of both worlds. So he gets the AoE removal and he gets the power of yellow as well. But it looks like lbrande is taking some time to figure this out. It's it's match point now. He was on his way to a 3-0, and now all of a sudden things have been switched around by royal judges and Unbound Evolutions. And it's looking like Yellow Rush for lbrande, so he's going back to the smoke plan. And Kingdanzz is gone, just back to the blue. His blue-red has been working out very nicely for him.
I really like watching Yellow Rush. This is going to be cool to see if he can get it to snowball like he did last time. Though, Vampire used to be one of the things that was really nice against blue, because when Battletoads start to hit the board, if he's not careful with the positioning, sometimes you can eat 2 Battletoads with 1 Vampire, and that's not a possibility anymore. So Kingdanzz might be able to punish the land placement with his Toads.
I mean, Shaitan getting that health as well was just such a nightmare for blue to deal with, because, you might have to Phantasm it then, which would be frustrating in some specific circumstances, but Dan's already getting the farming going at least, so he's got his farm boy collecting, building up Faeria for his reactive resources, and Phantasm's pretty great now, going to be able to deal with this June Drake.
Man, Phantasms and farm boys. What else could you ask for?
The dream team.
This is going to be great.
So where does he want to put the Phantasm? It looks like he's going to set it up to collect.
Yeah, I mean, that is a really good question, because he could have set it up in front of his orb to guarantee the fact that he didn't get hit in the face. But
I guess he's trying to block off the land placement from lbrande here, because next turn he can play a desert and then play a haste creature, but then he can't develop an additional desert. So he can move on to this desert next turn, and depending where lbrande puts its next desert, he can actually cover both. Unless the 5-1's removed.
do you use Mont to kill the 5/1 and then follow to hit face?
Oh, the card draw is just so
Yeah.
good to pass up. Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, but now you're sad that you don't.
Oh, yeah,
have
the
a way of
5-1
killing the
just
5/1.
clears it. I think that was a little preemptive there from LeBron. He was like, ooh, I got a Deathwalker. Oh, wait. That's a problem. Yeah, if a 5-1 clears your Deathwalker now, that's not a good trade-off.
So I guess if you do play Deathwalker, you play it above the Monk, because the last thing you want is that Phantasm to also collect and kill your Deathwalker. So, do you think he's gonna do it?
I think you've committed to the line now. If you don't do it now, he just clears up your monk and he clears up one follower, which did nothing but kind of pay for itself. But going for the Deathwalker now is really bad. I don't know.
Oh man. Okay, so he's gonna drop another follower. So he did get to collect out of his follower, and it's potentially denying that Phantasm from collecting, so the follower is doing some work where it is. But this is looking, really scary for lbrande.
I think Dan should probably go for a judge here and just maybe punish the other follower and just clear all threats off the board.
Oh, that's interesting.
Because if you leave the follower up, it's going to collect, but it's also going to be able to push an aggressive desert. Actually, goes for the neutrals as well. Oh, I like this. This is better, actually. This is what I was thinking. Stopping the follower from developing any additional deserts, but just body blocking it with creatures. It's got no attack, so this is just a better version of what I wanted to do.
Yeah, Kingdanzz is saying, you know what, you can have one Faeria. I'd rather preserve a 5/1 than have one Faeria.
Another
Oh,
Deathwalker.
but Deathwalker's a redeeming card. Though it's not great in the sports state. This might be over for lbrande.
It's looking like it. I mean, you can win Soldier the 5/1. The 0/1's going to just meet its fate at the hands of that Royal Judge. And the next turn... Oh, wow. It doesn't even clear the 5/1. Hoping for a Shaitan? Oh, wait. They don't work anymore.
Rest in pepperonis, Shaitan, Vampire.
So now both deserts are going to be covered. Oh, no, he doesn't cover it. Okay, going for double neutral. Just pass.
It's interesting he didn't Battletoads there. It makes sense because you want to save for Windfall, but Battletoads, you're no longer ever scared of Vampire, so you could actually Battletoads in that situation without it being a risky play.
Oh, so the Wind Soldier for the prayer, hoping to get some more... Choking Sands is just so bad in this specific situation.
Yeah, getting these Choking Sands instead of Soul Drains or any type of 1 damage pain is really hurting lbrande.
And to be honest, I think lbrande kind of loses next turn anyway, because Dan's can now develop lands out of kind of reach of any of his haste creatures apart from Wind Soldiers doing face damage to buff this Crusader. But if he plays this Crusader now, it gets cleared up by a 5/1 and a 1/1. That's not going to win you the game.
Oh man, if lbrande could see Kingdanz's hand, I think he would just, feel very sad for a moment and then hit that concede button.
So Windfall start things off, Archon then gets buffed. I would definitely like to see Dan's block up the rest of those deserts. Oh, he's going to play aggressively instead.
I like this. He's saying, you know what, I have enough of an advantage to close out this game, so he just wants to get the Archon to be able to clock him.
You can also creation the Archon next turn as well and just develop another 6/6 if he doesn't draw anything too useful.
This hand out of lbrande, I mean, this is why people originally cut Choking Sands. Sometimes it's just a really, really awkward card. Even Deathwalker too, Deathwalker got cut because it's too combo dependent. But I mean, when it works, it's very powerful, as we saw a couple games ago.
Yeah, just going to creation the Archon. That's absolutely great, because now he sets up, almost sets up lethal.
Where's the Daring Adventurer? It could be an 8/8.
Oh, and that is going to be it. And Kingdanzz comes back 2-0 down with 2 very quick Unbound Evolution wins. And then, well, I guess this was quite a quick win as well. Considering Yellow Rush had to concede. Couldn't get back. Kingdanzz, playing from behind, performed brilliantly.
Yeah, I mean, this was a really good redemption story for Kingdanzz. Oh, man.
So
Red Rush and Yellow Rush letting down lbrande.
So we've seen some interesting decks in this tournament today. We've seen a red-yellow deck come from Salugi. which took the best of both classes and put them together into a control deck, which was great to watch. But we also saw the rise of red, blue, farm boy, whatever Danz was playing in the last 3 games. I don't even know where to start. Well, what would you even consider that deck? Is it just mid-range?
7 cost red blue. I would just call it 7 cost red blue.
So yeah, it's pretty interesting decks from a new meta game that's been developing since the patch, and not as much yellow as we used to see, which I'm sure a lot of players are quite happy with. Any kind of thoughts on this tournament? Any closing thoughts?
We need to see more yellow control.
Yellow control will make its return. Cappuccino is going to guarantee it. So yeah, thank you very much for joining me, dude. I wish I had you on for the earlier stages. So we
I mean, this was awesome. Congratulations to the players. This was a great tournament to cast. Lots of very strong plays were made, and it was great. Thanks for having me.
Not a problem, dude. If you guys would like to get involved in this tournament, you can participate by going to open.playfaeria.com, where you can sign up for the rest of the tournaments we have running through this month. Also, be able to check out Cappuccino's stream. It's Cappuccino at Twitch. Do you have a Twitter or anything, dude, that you use?
I have a Twitter, but it's inactive.
Okay.
Right now it's just YouTube and Twitch.
And you can find me over at PlayFaeria.com and also here on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and of course at Aquablad UK. Do you have a schedule for your stream, or are you just kind of jumping on when you?
It's kind of random. I'm sorry, guys. It's a little random at the moment.
Just follow Cappuccino on Twitch. It's Cappuccino, and you can find out when he's playing. So thank you very much for tuning in. Hope to see you guys on Tuesday, where I will continue whatever I get up to. I'm not too sure. Maybe trying to make Green Rush a little better with some more testing. Maybe look at some of the decks we saw today in this cup. So have a great evening, and I'll catch you guys on Tuesday.